حبيب الله يحبي وانا كافر فيك.
واهلك الكفار والمشركين أعداءك أعداء الدين، اللهم احصهم عددا وقتلهم بددا ولا تغادر منهم أحدا.
We're commanded to terrorize the disbelievers. And this is a religion, like I said.
Commanded to terrorize the
disbelievers?
disbelievers?
The Quran says very clearly in the Arabic language, Turhibuna. This means terrorize them. It's a command from Allah.
So you're commanded.
It's a terrorizing.
9/11 and the Revolt of Islam. The Islamist Al-Qaeda's attacks of 9/11-2001 focused on the tallest buildings and symbols of the West's superiority, and actually had nothing to do with a war against the West. It was part of the internal battle for Islam, meant to manipulate a military reaction from America, then use that reaction to invigorate the masses to revolt against their secular governments.
With vigilance, determination, courage, we will defeat the enemies of freedom.
The United States fell into the trap, invading Afghanistan and then Iraq.
For America, 9/11 was more than a tragedy. It changed the way we look at the world.
Even more important, Al-Qaeda hoped the 9/11 attacks would convince America to re-examine and change its Middle East policies.
The status quo in the Middle East before September the 11th was dangerous and unacceptable. So we're pursuing a new strategy. America has committed its influence in the world to advancing freedom.
لن يتحقق الإصلاح إلا بخلع هذه الأنظمة الفاسدة المفسدة وإقامة الحكومة المسلمة التي تحفظ الحقوق تصون الحرمات تضبط العدل.
We must seek stability through a free and just Middle East. And the government should continue to move forward with other reforms.
Due to the misunderstanding of 9/11, America played into the hands of the Islamists by advocating democratic reforms across the Middle East.
Citizens have voted in municipal elections in Saudi Arabia and in multi-party presidential elections in Yemen and Egypt.
Thus, the 9/11 attacks were successful only because America was unwittingly used, militarily and politically, to help further the Islamist agenda and Islam's revival across Dar al-Islam. Islam is undergoing a historic revival after 300 years of decline, returning to its historic formula for success, whereby Islam and religion govern the Ummah. On its road to revival, Islam must reacquire Palestine to redeem itself from westernization and the humiliation of a dhimmi state. Therefore, Western peace between Israel and Islam is unattainable. Peace can only be achieved in Islamic terms, peace with justice, which requires the eradication of political independence of Jews and return of the Jews to dhimmi status and the domination of the Ummah over them.
آمدن بگویند تا اسرائیل از صحنه روزگار حذف نشود، این فریادها به قوت خود باقی است.
The coming war.
The world now faces a grave threat from the radical regime in Iran, and we must not allow Iran to develop a nuclear weapon.
The coming war is likely to be ignited in several ways. The United States cannot accept a nuclear-armed Iran, nor will Israel. An attack on Iran is likely, and Iran has promised severe retaliation against Israel, U.S. bases, and U.S. interests throughout the Middle East if its nuclear facilities are attacked. Islamist uprisings in Egypt, Turkey, Lebanon, and Saudi Arabia would raise regional tensions to the point where all countries mobilize their armed forces. Israel would likely be drawn into any regional war that could involve serious unrest in Kurdistan, with Iran and Turkey moving into Iraq, or an Iranian advance on western-backed Azerbaijan. Israel would be attacked to achieve certain war aims, as Saddam Hussein demonstrated by attacking Israel in 1991. Ballistic missiles have a very short preparation time, allowing a surprise attack to destroy vital assets such as airfields and command and control stations. Due to Israel's small number of major targets, Israel could be defeated by a surprise ballistic missile attack.
Many in this chamber understand that America must not fail in Iraq. Contagion of violence could spill out across the country, and in time, the entire region could be drawn into the conflict.
With Israel weakened through diplomacy, Israel is no longer a strategic asset for the United States, but instead, a security burden. With many interests at stake, in a regional war, the United States would likely not be willing or able to defend Israel.
My vision is two states, living side by side, in peace.
Years of misunderstanding of Islam by the Jews and the West would result in the Jewish tributary state being reunited with Dar al-Islam. Consequences for the West. In order to prosper in the world, the United States needs countries sympathetic to Western democracy, and U.S. security requires a global environment that includes a friendly and secure Western Europe, Japan, and Australia. The loss of Israel as a genuine Western ally in the Middle East will erode Western security, and a Middle East war will bring changes to most governments and borders. Other long-standing Western alliances will change with the natural revival of Islamic rule across Dar al-Islam. The West will suffer economic setbacks as disruption of oil supplies and higher energy prices ignites inflation across the world. U.S. companies with vast oil and other assets in the region will suffer loss of equipment, property, and profit. Financial markets will slide and world recession will set in.
ممکن است به زودی خشم ملت‌های مسلمان به نقطه انفجار برسد. امواج این انفجار در مرزهای منطقه ما محدود نخواهد شد.
From east to west, global intifada will ensue, with Islamist uprisings along the borders of Dar al-Islam and Dar al-Harb, as Muslims demand sovereignty over territory where they are a majority, and unity with Dar al-Islam. All Muslims know of their history as a superior religious, military, and cultural force in the world. Though the West makes no territorial claims on any part of Dar al-Islam, Muslims expect ultimate success over the West.
ما مطمئنیم منطق اسلامی، فرهنگ اسلامی و گفتگوی اسلامی در همه عرصه‌ها